All right. Welcome to today's webinar on the topic Boost Your E-commerce Success with Gamification Marketing. I hope you all had a great summer. You had time to rest and can now start into the autumn season, which is also a great season to start with gamification, by the way. Here is the overview of what we are looking in detail today. So we start with a short intro session and then go straight into the challenges in e-commerce, which we mainly perceive from the many conversations with our customers. I will then show you 3 use cases from our customers to demonstrate how gamification can be used to overcome these challenges and achieve outstanding results. In the last third of this webinar, I will then go into the do's and don'ts of using gamification and briefly say also a few words about us, about Brain. At the end, I will be, of course, available for questions in the QA session. So I would say, here we go. A few organizational details beforehand. The webinar will last maximum 30 minutes, and then we have scheduled a QA session of 10 minutes maximum, so you will be easily able to start in time for lunch today. The webinar will be recorded and the link will be sent to you. You can also forward that internally to colleagues if you are interested. We will also send you the slides shown to all webinar participants afterwards. You can ask your questions in the QA section, or in the chat at any time. The conversation is muted in general because, it's better for, let's say, the sound and the quality is better. But I have a dear colleague behind, Julia. He will be there in the background and will answer questions directly, or we will include them in the QA session at the end of today's webinar. A few words about me. I'm Mike. I'm 2 years at Brain, 25 years in marketing in various positions and functions. And together with my team, I'm responsible for the success of our customers at Brain. This means from support to success management to account management, everything is covered internally. So let's jump into the webinar. What would gamification be without a game and a challenge? So we start with a short game. I think you probably know all this game here. Find Waldo. The challenge today for you is, as a short appetizer, you have 20 seconds when I click on the screen, and you need to find Waldo in the picture. You can just write the solution in the chat. So let's go. So time's up, and well, what's the reason why we chose this game? Everybody knows from childhood on. It's like this game for consumers in real life. On the one hand, as a consumer, I'm confronted with an abundance of offers that I find increasingly difficult to understand as the world is becoming even faster moving. And on the other hand, I'm fascinated by taking part as soon as something interactive and playful is involved. So how can I stand out as a company in this jungle? And what other challenges do I face in the e-commerce environment? So first of all, high cancellation rate in the checkout. Many customers abandon the shopping basket before completing their purchase, often due to complexity, unexpected costs, or lack of trust. Then, of course, complexity of omnichannel strategy. The challenge of providing a consistent and integrated customer experience across all channels can lead to logistical and technical difficulties. Then what we also see in discussions with our many clients from e-commerce, fast-moving customer needs. So customer preferences and requirements change rapidly, requiring flexibility and quick adjustments in product offerings and marketing strategies. So you always need to be ahead of, let's say, of the crowd. And then, of course, also low customer loyalty. The large number of online shops makes it difficult to retain customers in the long term and to encourage repeat recurring purchases. Price competition and the lack of brand loyalty are also major obstacles in this context. And then finally, what we see is low conversion rates with, let's say, standardized approaches. Despite a high visitor numbers, it is often not possible to convert these high numbers into paying customers, which leads then also to inefficient marketing costs. Do you have any other challenges that are not listed here? Feel free to add them in the QA section. It would be very interesting for us to know. So to effectively overcome these challenges, innovative approaches are required that both strengthen customer loyalty and increase the conversion rate. This brings me to the next slide here. So gamification marketing in general offers a solution by integrating playful elements into the buying process to increase engagement, incentivize purchases, and promote brand loyalty. I think every one of you knows at least one of the gamification implementations of brands listed here that have been running successfully on the market for a long time. But such implementations are quite expensive, time-consuming, and complex for people who need to manage this solution. So McDonald's, for example, they invested a 2-digit million sum in the Monopoly game, and yeah, that's why that's where a brain comes in. Basically, we have developed a software as a service solutions where you can, as a user, can create gamification campaigns in the plug and play mode within minutes. So really not within minutes. I mean, within minutes if you know what you want to do. And our customers can select from various game types and templates, and then you can adjust them in your CI/CD and also play that game or this gamified campaign on the entire customer journey, depending a little bit on the goals that you would like to achieve. But now I would like to show you 3 specific use cases as announced beforehand, where our current customers have solved typical challenges with gamification. So I hope you know all these brands. If not, I will also tell you a little bit more about the background of these brands, but very short. So in each case, we will briefly look at the challenge, the implementation, and the results. We are not showing these in absolute figures, but in relative terms. However, I can assure you that the visits to these games were very high in each case. And of course, we will also quickly go into the game so that you see how it looks like. So let's jump into the first game. Or let's jump into the first challenge, I would say, of Obi. So Obi wanted more double opt-in conversions. What is the challenge in double opt-in conversions in general? Traditional double opt-ins methods for newsletter signups are becoming less effective. That's what we see. The overwhelming amount of information available often leads to user fatigue, making standard opt-in processes feel cumbersome and reducing overall sign-up rates. As a result, email marketing is becoming less efficient, lower engagement rates and conversion rates. That's what we see. So why gamification marketing here? It enhances the DOI process by making it more interactive and rewarding by incorporating game-like elements such as progress bars, badges for completing sign-up steps, or small incentives for subscribing. Users are more motivated to complete the process. This approach not only increases sign-up rates, but also generates zero-party data. Additionally, the engaging nature of gamification leads, in general, leads to a higher, to higher conversion rates, as users are more likely to stay engaged and actively participate in future email interactions. So Obi, I think you know Obi. Obi is one of the 3 top do-it-yourself stores in Germany, for example, but we also work together with Obi in Switzerland. So here the idea was they have the cyclical nature of do-it-yourself business. They want to achieve consistent sales, generating leads and newsletter signups. That was their main challenge. And implementation, how do we do it together with our client? I mean, basically, they created the game in our software. So during the spring season, everybody has to lawn, is out in the garden and maybe needs a new lawnmower. And Obi, they created a game, a dropper game, they call it, or kind of drive game with us, where users have to collect points to take part in the main prize draw. What we saw from the performance perspective was that the return rate to this game, because you can always increase, or you can always challenge your results, so you can achieve better results and then also have a higher chance to win. What we basically saw, because that was the main goal, we saw an increase of almost 30% in double opt-in conversions, because the playful, interactive way really worked out well. And of course, as a side effect, also the engagement time, which is also quite important for those brands, was really high, almost 50 seconds. Let's look into the game, how it looks, how it was created. It's in German, but of course, I think you see here the method behind. So you always have a kind of intro page. If you want, you can also skip it out, and then you start into the game. Maybe it's a little bit bumpy when I show you this game now, but in real life, it's really seamless and looks really nice. So the idea is that with a lawnmower, I need to collect the grass and have to avoid the flowers. And we shortened the game a little bit, but you see a little bit the idea behind. So it's getting faster and more challenging in the real life, but here to show you very quickly, I have a certain number of lives. I have a goal, and I'm very in the mood with this lawnmower, which is great. And also what I found really exciting is that you can implement the product itself, because it was all about to win a Bosch lawnmower. As soon as you were able to participate for the main draw, you were able to win such a lawnmower from Bosch, and then you just subscribed on their page, and then that was it. So basically, what was the learning? In case of Obi, linking a main prize to a newsletter registration is really helpful to increase the motivation of users to actually subscribe to the newsletter. So you play a game in a very interactive way. You register. You know that you can win, for example, such a lawnmower that you just drove in the game, which is really motivating to also take part, to also subscribe to the newsletter. Second main competition or challenge we saw and we tackled with gamification in a very concrete use case is the increase in sales conversion. So the challenge, of course, is traditional sales conversion methods, such as optimized landing pages, targeted advertising campaigns, are increasingly reaching their limits as consumers are less responsive to standardized sales approaches. Increasing marketing saturation and the growing range of alternatives are reducing the effectiveness of conventional sales conversion strategies. So why gamification marketing? Gamification marketing increases sales conversion by integrating interactive and motivating elements into the purchasing process. Instead of just presenting static offers, gamified features such as progress indicators, rewards for reaching purchase milestones or challenges are used. These elements create a real emotional engagement that motivates customers to complete the purchase. Gamification marketing can also provide personalized shopping experience that are tailored to individual customer behavior. So here we are talking about segmentation, preferences, and this is significantly increasing conversion rates and improving also overall customer satisfaction. So let's see how AEG has done this. AEG Electrolux, I think you know this brand, is a household appliance producer and in the top 5 in Europe. We see here the challenge of AEG was that, and the game just ran during the Euro soccer 2024. AEG is always aims to maximize sales conversion. However, you have to creatively stand out from the crowd, especially during such publicity events like the European Championships. How do they create it, or what were their plans in this context? They created a hit the target game where you had to throw footballs into a washing machine, literally, and it proved to be a perfect and appropriate mechanic. They used as channels, they used newsletters, meta ads, and website banners, as well as affiliate marketing methods, but I will come to this a little bit later. So concerning the performance, we also see here, also it's a fast-moving, very interactive game. We saw a relatively high engagement time, 40 seconds, 93% of the people who started the game went to this page, finished the game, and we had a 5% redemption rates, which is 3 times higher compared to other traditional campaigns they did in the past. And we also found that with gamified campaigns, with discounts are involved, the discount amount can be set lower than with purely static campaigns, which of course increases the margin. I mean, giving you an example, if you generally give out 10% in static marketing campaigns, a 10% discount, you can go down to 5% when you work with a gamified approach. The players are captivated by the game. The guaranteed win releases endorphins, of course, and I feel as a player also more attracted to the brand. This is also clearly shown by these numbers. So let's go into the game. Also here in German, again, we also have the third case in English. The idea was that the more hits, the more goals you hit, the higher discount is, and you can directly redeem this voucher, which was a unique code. We also have generic codes, but we can also offer unique codes as EIN codes and other codes as you wish. You just upload that to the game, and then the unique codes will be played out so that they also can be earned and burned in a very secure and fraud, let's say, compliant way. So in this case, the idea was to shoot the ball to a washing machine. So the more I hit, we also shortened this game a little bit to make it easier now at the moment. But you see here now, I have hit it 6 machines, and now I got a discount of 5%. Here in this area, there was the unique code. As the game is already over, the code is not visible here, and here I was able to directly redeem the price on the web, in the online shop. So coming back to the learnings, Beside, from the promotional aspect, they receive the best results with an affiliate program, which is also extremely cool if you have partners that you can involve into that, or if you also have partner shops where you can promote the game in a very nice way. Last use case of today is increase basket size. I think that's also a big challenge, and also there's also a great opportunity in this area. So the challenge is traditional upselling and cross-selling methods often fail to effectively engage customers, resulting in missed opportunities to increase basket size. Specific products that could add value to a purchase are not promoted effectively, and generic one-size-fits-all approaches rarely lead to a significant increase in order value. As a result, businesses struggle to maximize the potential revenue from each transaction. So why gamification marketing? Gamification marketing addresses these challenges by drawing a really focused attention to specific products through interactive and engagement elements, by incorporating game-like features such as personalized product recommendations, rewards for adding complementary items to the cart, or challenges that unlock discounts. Customers find the purchasing process more attractive. This approach transforms the shopping experience into an enjoyable journey, encouraging customers to explore more options and ultimately increase the basket size. The result is a more personalized and engaging shopping experience that leads to higher order values and improved customer satisfaction again. So here I would like to show you an example from Rivoli. Rivoli Group is part of the Swatch Group, is synonymous with luxury retail, and carries over 100 prestigious international brands. They are now for over 4 decades present in UAE, Oman, Qatar, and Bahrain. So we worked with the office in Dubai in this case, and they wanted basically to target the website and social media visitors more effectively to increase sales of the Tissot watches. Of course, there's always a competitive nature in e-commerce, and the ineffectiveness of traditional promotions they were struggling with in the past. So what we did with them is to run a gamification marketing campaign with a scratch card. I think you all know the method of scratch card. So you scratch it with a mouse on the desktop or with a finger on the mobile, and the game was kind of branded, as you also see, in a premium look that matches the luxurious Tissot feeling. The scratch card included discounts ranging from 25 to 30% with a promo code that users can easily copy and use it directly at the checkout section where they have been linked to the online shop. So what we saw is, which was really a big success, is game completion rate was almost 100%. We saw an increase in basket size of 63%, and the turnover rate is also very, very high with 93%. So let's look into the game. So you see here, you also have an intro page again. You were able to scratch the cards, and then as soon as you got a 30%, for example, 30% discount in a row, then you were able to copy that, and then you were also linked directly to the shop where you were able to redeem the voucher straight away. We have all these cases also for you in the presentation, so you can also play that afterwards. A learning here from Rivoli, from their side, what they meant after the campaign, it really helped them to actively manage sales in this predefined product segment, like Tissot, for example. So this was really, this was really a big help for them, and also a big increase in basket size. So you can see from these 3 examples that the use of gamification has huge impact. I would like to now to briefly share the do's and don'ts of using gamification. Just a quick one so that you also see a kind of summary here. So first of all, what you should do is integrate direct sales incentives. So if you use gamification in marketing, it helps you to specifically motivate customers to make direct purchases through instant prices or discounts on completion of the purchase process. You should also use gamification to suggest complementary products and thus increase the shopping basket value, for example, through competitions for product bundles, which also helps a lot. Then, of course, reward customers with relevant offers based on their purchasing behavior, such as exclusive discounts on their favorite products or free items with their next order. And then daily engagement triggers. Of course, we have to be a little bit careful with that, but implement daily promotions or challenges that encourage customers to visit the shop regularly, which also helps to increase dwell time and sales. And then, which also is a little bit underestimated, mobile first, of course. So ensure that all gamification elements work seamlessly on mobile devices to effectively target the growing number of mobile shoppers. So this is what you should do. What you should not do is you should not block purchase processes. So do not make the story too long. Also with gamification, we see, of course, the Temu example. Temu is very active. It's also in the press for certain months or years already. So here you see also how gamification should not used, which because it's also not really, it doesn't look. I mean, it helps, of course. They are very successful, but it annoys also customers, and they have a high bounce rate, what we already see. And this is not, from our perspective, not the future of gamification marketing. Then, of course, if you can use push messages to alert customers to ongoing promotions, but also avoid spam to keep unsubscribe rates low. That's a kind of technical advice, but also from a nurturing perspective, it's also interesting. If you do a gamified campaign every month, I would say people are getting used to it. The loyalty will increase, and people know why they, for example, subscribe for a newsletter, because they know that there is a benefit in there, that they can win something, or that they can have a knowledge transfer, which is also quite a good goal in some cases. Then, of course, avoid inappropriate rewards that are not directly related to the customer's shopping habits, to avoid frustration. And you should never implement gamification marketing that does not directly contribute to increasing the conversion rate or the average order value. So this is, of course, an e-commerce key. And this brings me also to the next topic. The last point here is it's not August, because we had the German webinar in August. It's September already. So it is important to not neglect upcoming seasonal events. We're talking about, especially about Black Friday and advanced season. So this planning takes time. So be well prepared. And here is also a visualization of some of our templates that we have in the Brame, let's say, atmosphere and the Brame builder. So this is just a very small variety. We have a lot more. We have 200 different variations for different game types, and it's time to get involved, and also to plan the holiday season and the Black Friday season in advance. very few words to Brame. As you know, maybe also you have informed yourself on our website, we have different a toolbox with various branded games. So it means that we have games that refer to knowledge transfer, to skills, to luck. Of course, we also have so-called advanced games, like we saw, for example, for the AEG and the game where it's kind of, or the Obi game, which is kind of more the lawnmower game, which is a drop game mechanic. We also have the hit the target as shown in the AEG example. And basically for every, let's say for every need based on your campaign where you want to implement it on a customer journey, we also have a game available, and we have a long time experience in creating such a game. Due to the time, I will not show you this creational video, but basically you can watch that also afterwards. You see here how quick it goes to create a game in the builder. So it's a 3 minutes video in fast forward, but you see how easy it is. Yes. So here you also see a video how it looks like, as said, but due to the time, I would also say let's move on. What is also very important, and here you also find some very cool links. We have a resource center where you can find useful content such as ebooks, recordings of past live events, and much more. We also have our own YouTube channel that offers exciting webinars, roundtables, and videos. And then last but not least, we also have customer stories. So like today, but a lot more, also from different industries, where you see how customers have increased their KPIs using gamification marketing. We also have, beside that, not only use cases, but also we also have testimonials. We also have a really huge content library in this area. Last but not least, before I go to the QA section, is we have some events upcoming. So first of all, we also have our own webinar from marketing, how to create the perfect event marketing gamified approach. Then we also have digital masterclass with OMR and Heineken. And then finally, we also offer in beginning of December retail media and gamification marketing webinar in this context. That's it from my side. So I will stop sharing the screen, looking into the QA section, and see if there are any open questions. Just a second. Here we go. Let's look into the chat. I have to see more if we have a QA section. Any questions? Caroline, yes. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Caroline. Yes, Julian, I think your questions, more or less, as Caroline mentioned, have been answered. I hope it was interesting for you. We, of course, as mentioned in the beginning, we will send you also the details of the presentation so that you can dig in deeper into that topic. And also feel free to contact me anytime to have a follow-up or to explain you a little bit more how gamification could probably also enhance your business in e-commerce a little bit more. And yes, I would like to thank you for your attention and wishing you a real good lunch today, and then a nice rest of the week. Thank you very much. Bye.